Okay. So, when last we left, we were trying to figure out why this doesn't. Oh, hey, the architect, how you doing? Solver of my problems. Trying to figure out why these paths do not do what we think they do. So orders positions. Trying to solve a bug at the moment where if you include the same gathering node twice, like if you issue the order twice, that stops harvesting altogether. So we just need to look at what's going on there. It's not so much if it's the same one. So we're getting the correct topos, but this one stops the harvest. And I think it's because of the ordering. Um, I was under the impression I tried to fix it by issuing by searching all of the paths to the um, nodes and ordering them by the closest path. But this has not had that effect. So I now suspect that my paths function doesn't do what I thought it did. Because I thought it sorted by the closest one. So let's find that out. We'll output paths as well. Okay, so it accurately dedupes it. Oh, interesting. Let's get some storage so we stop getting that spam. Okay, so we get 16.7, 16.8, 16.9, 16.10. That's a distance of 3. And then it puts the next path, which is the 16.7 to 17.7. It's the adjacent one. Puts that last with a distance of 1. But it always starts with the first element is always the current position. So we need the last element. We need the destination. Hopefully I can get it to sort that way. I am taking the last element. Wait a minute. What did I miss then? So the orders become 12, 8, which is the last element. And our current position should be 11, 9. That's 12, 8. Distance of, oh no, 12, 8 is the distance of 1. Yeah, this one looks like it's ordered correctly, except that it's not. But oh, hang on, 11, 9 is the current position. So it should be 12, 8, 10, 7. That's dead right. Ah, just throw the @ sign up. Sorry about that, folks. Interesting. So why? It's doing exactly what I thought it would do. In that the one that's distance 1 is ordered first. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's not ordering. Yeah, maybe we need to do a separate sort. Let's see if we can repeat it with like 3 that are progressively further away. Want it to always move to the closest one. Okay, so let's try this one, and this one. Should be no question as to which one's further away. Put the storage area here, gather that one, and then, okay, so these 3. We've got a distance of 4. Oh, hang on. The first one is, oh, these are too long. Got a distance of 4, a distance of, should be 3, a distance of 1, and a distance of 7. Yeah, they're not sorted. Okay, good. So we need them to be, and we may as well sort them in the find path function, because that'll help for pretty much everything, I think. Ads are done. So let's go to util, and we need to sort what comes out of this. Is it a sort by? Excuse me, so it's a vector of vectors, and we need to sort by, no, it's a vector of, it's a vec tuple, vec, yeah, Copilot was right, actually. It's one of those. So we need the U32 at the end of the outside vec. So it's A, B, A, comp. No, A1, comp B1. Does that make sense? So we don't know what path that is, what type that is. Sorted by. No, it is sort by. You just don't put it on an iterator. Oh yeah, it modifies its receiver in place. Okay. Right. It is mutable. Okay. There we go. Uh, Returns an ordering between self and other. I'm not sure which direction. Oh, 5 comp 10 would be ordering less. And does sort by let you say whether it's descending or ascending? Stable sort. Okay, let's see what effect that has, if any. Probably a bit expensive, but might be times when it doesn't matter. All right, let's have a look here. So that's the closest. We'll put a storage there. This one, then this one, then this one. So now we've got 1, 3, 6. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, I think that's a bit more robust. He seems to be pretty happily gathering away. All right, cool. Dunsky. Message. 16 is the one we were fixing. Ensure adding a gathering node twice doesn't break gathering. Always gather the shortest of the closest node. Fixes amongst other things. Actually, always, yeah, bug where ordering with duplicate orders would cause harvesting to stop, gathering to stop. Also probably helps path finding in general, as paths are now returned sorted by ascending length. Cool. All right. Add some more gatherable and or craftable resources. Yep. Craftable, I think, because gatherable will mean adding a whole other node type, and I don't want to do that just yet. Once I've got everything down, it'll be different. So what else do you make out of stone? What else do you make out of stone blocks for that matter? It's interesting because RimWorld has type for it has a table that just does that just makes stone blocks, which is like a stonemason's table, and then it's got a like other tables that can use stone blocks. So, for example, uh, art stations where you can build sculptures and so on. Yeah, and you can also build things in the world out of stone blocks. So walls, for example. Although at the moment the walls are built in the crafting table, which doesn't really make sense when you think about it. Hmm. Nevertheless, what about something else that we could build at a crafting station with stone? Maybe like gravel, or that doesn't make much sense. Um, what about gravel, stone, bricks, some sort of stone furniture, like stone chair, a stone table. I hadn't really thought about them setting up house or anything like that. What about a some kind of stone weapon? Uh, hmm, or a stone hammer that lets you mine faster. Hmm, I just don't know. I guess this means I haven't really thought through all my tech tree yet, right? Maybe that's something I should do. Um, hmm, maybe that is something I should do. Where's my handy dandy tablet? Start thinking about how to develop this beyond the basics now that I've actually started to figure the basics out. Sure, 1920 by 1080. Background and a layer. Scribble is a great name for it. That's exactly what I intend to do. Let's go. And this one, we'll do a fill of some dark color. And make our active color white. Select the top layer. Is there a brush mode that looks like a pen writing? Ink. Calligraphy style painting. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's a little big. I almost prefer to make it higher resolution than that. I should not be playing with art programs right now. Smooth stroke. Okay. So this might actually end up being quite a bit bigger than 1920 by 1080, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. How small can I write here? We've got stone. Not very small at all, as it turns out. Which diverges into we build with a stone bench. And we can build on a stone bench a stone block. And stone wall. Although arguably that should be a built item, not a crafted item. And potentially question mark. Maybe some kind of trap or consumable defensive item. A rock slide. And next is going to be wood. The idea was always to keep it very simple. I don't know about carpentry. Maybe do we just call it wood bench? Actually, wood bench. And then that diverges into probably plank. And possibly, I was thinking about making shoring, or because part of the next step is going to be mining downward. So do you call it shoring? How you shore up tunnels? Props, bracing. And what else? Potentially building upward. So wood walls or wood platform. So would you put those in crafting station, or would they be built items? Possibly built item, possibly a built item. So construction as opposed to crafting table. What else gets built in a wood table? Some kind of weapon? Weapon type? And probably weapon type. Maybe some kind of ammunition. And then you'd sort of progress through the elemental types. So wood, stone, metal. Um, Actually, we were going to say iron specifically, just because it sounds more evocative, to be honest. Um, Iron bench. Sounds like weightlifting. Um, Iron ingot. For me, it doesn't have to make any logical sense, all of these things. I think it just has to have a certain kind of symmetry. The whole point was to simplify, not to get into a complicated tech tree. Um, Building things out of iron, potentially, what, gates? And weapon type. Hmm. 38, 40. Ah, I need to learn how to drive GIMP. What? No. Okay. What? Stop that. Need to learn all the keyboard shortcuts too. One thing at a time. Yeah. We've also got I was originally going to have like a bio character. Um, I can't remember what I called them. Let's look at the original Game Jam document that this was based on. Um, oh, there's some ads floating through. Oh, that's right. We're going to call them Branch as the wooden character, Iron. I feel like I had heaps more of them. So maybe Branch works with all types of. So it's Stone works with stone. These are the names of the characters. Any stone. Branch, it works with any wood. Um, Iron, it's just the name of the character who works with any metal. It's all very elemental. I had one that was like biological, and I can't remember what it was called, like Swarm or I don't know where I could find it. I may have some of these in different directory. Um, uh, yeah, Branch. No. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, no, that's just hmm, yeah, I don't know. Um, so maybe there's one character that can only do. Hmm, if we get the first three rolling, would be pretty good, to be honest. So what else needs to be built? I want to look at RimWorld's tech trees to understand a bit more. Because the thing about RimWorlds is that it's research based. So you've got to sit down and develop and you use the research bench. And then it has sections for each period: Neolithic, medieval, industrial, oh, and then it just goes from there. And spacer. And ultra. Oh, I didn't know about ultra. That must be a more recent invention. Hmm. So, assuming that you're not research based, that you can just make things as you discover, maybe you discover recipes, or you gradually develop knowledge based on how far you progress through the game. Um, Rewards for completing certain parts of the game, I guess. Um, the ability to build upwards, I was going to rather glibly make air. Um, can build up. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to think that I haven't thought my design through well enough, because I have a very limited palette of resources right now. The idea was always that I was going to introduce a character for each resource type. So when you start to be able to use wood, then you get a character that can harvest and work with wood. But I've been staring at the screen trying to get the systems built for so long that I've sort of come full circle now, and I need to think about exactly what to build next. Because really all we have are a bunch of rocks right now. Yeah, and we can certainly build things, and we've got it set up so that we can build recipes as we add them to the config file. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like we've gotten most things down now. So I really do need to spend some time thinking about what happens next. I do need to do his animation. So eventually we want 6 direction animation. So he faces away towards and angles. Maybe that's what I need to be thinking about next. It was definitely on my list. Right here. Start work on the dreaded 6-way movement animation. I think I've been putting it off. So why don't I start that? Let's see where it leads. It's going to be so bad. What changes? Don't save. Okay. This is my guy, and all he does is blink his eyes right now. So we need, I guess, another 5 rows. Oh, hang on. So you only need to do front, back, and then left down and left up, right? Because the other two will be mirrors of the two on the left. So we need to add some rows, and we probably need layers, not sure. We've got the frames, so we can play it. Oh, where's my preview? Where does the animation play? I need to find my way around Aspray. Because normally there's a little preview window. But for some reason it doesn't want to play. What am I missing? Sprite, preview, animation. Follow editor scroll. Hey Nick Borsa, how you doing? I thought that I'm sure I've seen this preview the animation before. What am I missing? Hmm. Preview the animation using the play button. Have I done something to it that's made it change? I swear I've seen this preview before. It's trying to play all the frames. Why is my preview not showing it? So weird. Uh, Sprite preview window doesn't show animation. I mean tab, but I know that just moves to the layer window. Huh. Why? Why? Hmm. Oh well, we'll ignore that for now. And we need to make this bigger by adding another row to our grid. So our height is 55. We need to make our height 55 times 2 and do that. Yeah. So what would he look like if he was facing directly away? Is my question. Typical programmer art. Really, really dodgy. But it's all we got to work with. Does he not go up all the way up to the top? Yeah, he does. There we go. So he's facing away. The shortcut is just to turn his head around. Or at least to even it out a little bit, because at the moment he's kind of looking to the side or side on. And he's tweaked his hips around. So we could start obviously by removing his eyes. Sorry, little guy. No offense. Just got to get rid of your eyes. He already looks like he's facing the other way. um, but maybe we could kind of even out the angle of his head so that it looks less pointed that way. So maybe maybe don't go too high. I'm not even on layers. Oh, that's right. So get our outline back here. He always has this little halo of energy or whatever around him. And this probably needs to be dark. And we'll just bring this darker color in. Yeah, I mean, it'd be a great idea. You're right, to make a new layer. At the moment, really all I need is him over a transparent background, but you're right. It's probably a very bad habit. I am a complete beginner when it comes to things like this. And this can draw in a little bit too, probably. So, like this kind of thing. Obviously, we don't want it to be that square. In fact, in a way, it'd be quite good if we copied this across the other side. So kind of symmetrical in a way. And I'm assuming you can flip a selection. No, not like that. um, can you flip a selection? I might need to look that up. Horizontal flip selection. Edit flip horizontal menu, Shift H. Oh, there we go. Nice. So somewhere around there, maybe. Probably won't be all solid color eventually. We'll just do that for now. And a really professional streamer would be playing music right now. But instead, you're stuck with me. Well, you're not really. Try and have a few shades of light coming over this sort of side of his head. Since there's probably, we're sort of lighting the whole thing left to right. How are we doing? I mean, he does look like he's walking away. His head probably a bit big. Maybe just bring this down a little. I don't know if I want it to be completely symmetrical. And then just cut away some of that. Yeah. Uh, get his little halo back again. Force field or whatever you want to call it. Oops. Um, yeah. And this is probably more of a belly, right? So you wouldn't necessarily want to see that on the other side walking away. I don't know if you give him a little butt or not. Probably not. Maybe the hint of one. uh, yeah, I don't know. Might be a bit too much. I mean, what does he need a butt for? He's a golem. Just try and even this out a little bit. And this can extend back down. Maybe more of this kind of thing. And maybe here, and then more halo effect through here. He's got some kind of, we could actually emulate that, give him like a little crack along here, an old wound or something. Yeah, and maybe don't lean so much this way, so bring that back a little bit, something like that. This leg could come across this foot at least. Something like that. And yeah, already it looks like he's standing a bit straighter, which is good. Small rook for tail. Small rook for tail. Tail is an interesting idea. I don't understand the rook. Oh, you mean rock? I gotcha. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, good point. Why don't we try it? Could wag back and forth. Um, yeah, stone. I gotcha. I gotcha. Yep, totally. I didn't understand at first. Um, wonder how I could do that. Haven't got much space. That's the trouble. Oh, it's just ads rolling through. I apologize. Um, so that and there, maybe there. Yeah, it's not very clear. Suppose you could start it further up, kind of up in here, and inside the belly position. Yeah. I think that just looks a bit phallic. Hmm. We could actually surround it with the halo color, which would make it stand out a bit more. So, like a little dinky rock, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. And then this one's out of line, so we need to drag that back across. And then clean up some of this. Not too much, maybe. And then make this look different on the back so we don't, so it doesn't appear like, so it actually appears like he's changed direction. And Maybe a little more outline on the side. Maybe clear up some of these details, but still light it from the side. So extend that shading out to here. Something like that. This is probably too much. Anything that should be a bit darker. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I know it's a tail yet. Certainly not the way I've drawn it. Huh. Could be a bit weird. All right, so let's first of all just copy that throughout, so that we can work on the actual positioning code for it. We're going to need to know which way he's facing. It's going to take a bit. So we'll just duplicate him all the way across. Cool. Okay, so we can save that and export. No, definitely not. Export sprite sheet. Wait, how did we do this last time? Huh. I swear I didn't go through those questions last time. Maybe if I wave that back and forth, it'll look more like a tail, or I could have a second segment of it down here. Still a good idea. All right. How do I textures, tiles? No, not tiles. Characters PNG. There we go. No, I don't want to export it in 10 files. What are you doing to me? I want one big file. Textures, characters. Yeah, it's like that. Well, maybe that is the sprite sheet export. Repeat last export, maybe. No borders, visible layers or frames, sheet type by rows, constraint none, output file, characters PNG. Okay, well, maybe that was what I did last time. It didn't work. Oh, I need to learn how to use this better. Hmm. Output, characters PNG. Oh, right, went to the wrong place. Get me worried there. What? Oh no, that's not what I was expecting. Oh man, why did it do that? I'm so confused now. What did I do? What did I do? I obviously don't understand export spreadsheet. Let's look at the options again. Layout, sheet type by rows, horizontal strip, vertical strip. What happens if I do vertical strip? No, no, don't do that. Horizontal strip by rows, by columns, or packed. It's so confusing. Why is it doing that? That's probably the closest one, but I don't understand why there's two copies of the first animation. Hmm. Is it because, oh, I see, I think. I've seriously screwed something up. Only one frame. I thought these were frames. There's 10, right? I mean, you can see it iterating through them. Oh, those are cells. Is there a difference between cell and frame? Let's look at this more. Each frame layer intersection is called a cell. Okay, so we've got layers, cell with content, and frames are, oh right, that's the guide for the frames. And these are the cells. I see. Hmm. Create a new sprite, draw with pencil tool. A numbered sequence of individual PNG files or a single PNG file with all frames arranged in a single row or column or as a 2D sprite sheet. You can select all visible layers or a certain layer and then select the frames based on the tags. So I have this layer selected. Export sprite sheet. Sprite layers, visible layers, all frames. Sprite grid. Tile sets. No. It's so confusing. So it's like it repeats all of them. And doesn't even take into account the bottom row. It's really confusing. Grids are most often used for doing work that has to convert to a tile grid. Some people use it to manage fixed size sprite sheets as well, where the intended workflow of using frames is less convenient. Check, uncheck, view, show grid. All right. So my expectation is that I can export a six different sets of animations based on rows. But I think I might have got that wrong. Okay. I understand what I did. It's only in one frame. I think that's what the gentleman was trying to tell me. Okay, cool. So that has to be copied across to all the frames. I can't remember how to do that. Copy frame to all other frames. Move the mouse to the selection border, hold Control or Alt keys and start dragging. Yep, that works quite well. Okay, hopefully we've gotten there. Why is that one empty? All right, now what happens if I try and exit? Hang on, save, export. Okay, now I think we might be talking. Except that that's not quite what I want. By columns, maybe? No. Horizontal strip? No. Why is it 10? Merge duplicates? No. Source is sprite grid. No. No good. No. Yeah, I don't understand why it copies it like 10 times or whatever. Hmm. Do not understand that at all. Trim the whole sprite? No. No. Why does it do that? Is it definitely 10 times? So once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yep. So it thinks I want 10 copies of it. Why would it think that? I wonder if anybody else has had the same problem. A sprite export sprite sheet. Too many copies. Oh, did I try packed? Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. Oh, well, there you go. Sweet. Yeah, nice. All right, cool, happy. And that took way too long. All right, what's the time? 9 o'clock. Probably wrap up soon, but let's give it a bit longer. Um, so we need to understand how to display the animation based on which way he's facing, and then return to face the front when he stops moving, I guess. Or maybe they keep facing the way they're facing if they're working on something, like if they've got a crafting or gathering order. So how do I make that happen? Let's look at stone and see if we've got the animation anywhere. Yep. So we would need to update which way he's facing based on which direction he's moving, probably based on his transform. Hmm. There's some facing examples in one of the Bevy demos, but that's just rotating a sprite, whereas what we need to do is determine what direction we're looking in. Got some ads. Drink some tea. Hmm. Can get a direction. Um, I get a transform direction. Every time we move, we calculate that. So I wonder if that would be enough to give me like a compass direction. I need, we've got the animation from sequence point one, timer mode repeating. Sprite sheet bundle, animation indices first. Where are my animation indices? Oh, there, first 0, last 9. So you would have to go, um, this would be, what are we going to call them? This is facing, or like, I guess south, north, or maybe up, down. Animation indices first 10, last, I guess 19. And then we would have let animation northeast. And northwest, southeast, and southwest. Yeah, and I think we just have to swap between them. Animation south should definitely be the default. South. So south is facing us, facing the player. Um, so how do I calculate that? It's got to be based on movement. So let's look at movement. Um, we can export those animations, right? Maybe we could put them in a struct or a resource of some kind. And then hopefully all we have to do when we're changing the animation is change the indices where we use them in the texture atlas. So would we have to replace the sprite sheet bundle, or could we just replace the texture atlas? Modify the sprite sheet bundle each time. Interesting. Okay, let's look at the movement code and see if we can figure it out. One thing we could do is calculate where the next pos on our route is and face towards that pos, because we have a way of doing that, right? And then we wouldn't have to constantly update the animation, which would cause it to flicker, I guess. Yeah, my brain is fried, I'm gonna call it.